New year, new me, new tips. Let's smash it. So the last video we talked about was about recession, and that got me thinking, what follows a recession? Ooh, financial success. Boom. All of that stuff, all the positive stuff that then comes out of it. But how are we going to maximize that? Well, watch this video and see. First thing to do, have a goal. We've talked about that before in other videos about budget, planning and all of that stuff. But have a goal that you're going to aim at. That could be, I want, I don't know, £667.65 in a savings account. That'll be that 1p challenge that we talked about on the things to do in January. But that could be your goal for the year, to save more. It could be that you're going to go through your bank statement every month and make sure that something's not going out. But that's your goal for the year. But by doing that, you're going to build some foundations that you can then add things to. You can then carry on with. But without that goal, you're kind of like drifting along on the sea, aren't you, without a rudder? It's just like, I'll go over here. I'll go over there now. No, I'll go over here. And you never know. Hopefully, the course is that way, but you've just wandered around here, there, and everywhere, getting to that point. But that's not going to mean that you're going to get financial success. That just means that it's going to take you longer, and there's going to be more heartache, and there's going to be more pain and more suffering. And that's not what you want. So you've got your goal. You know what your goal is going to be. What's the next thing you're going to do? Create a plan. Who'd have thought we'd have talked about planning and creating a plan and sticking to a plan and doing a plan? But the reason that the plan's important is because that's your rudder. That's what guides you on this mission, on this journey, whatever you want to describe it as, towards your goal. And without that rudder, as we've already seen, you just wander all over the place. And it's all a very nice journey. And you see lots of places you didn't think you'd see, like down Bottom Hill, or should that be down Money Hill? It could be up Money Hill, but you're going to wander around trying to progress to that goal. You might get there, you might not, but the only reason that you're going to get there in the time that you think it should take is by having that plan and sticking to it. That's your next row of bricks on top of the foundation of your goal. So you got a plan, you got a goal. What are you going to do with those things? Share it. Share it with your loved one. Share it with your family. Share it with your trusted advisor. Share it with your employees. Share it with everybody-ish. But why is that important to do? Because not only are you speaking your version of the truth, if that's the right way of describing it, but you're also saying to those people, hold me to account. This is what we're all about, and this is what we're going to go and do. If I'm not doing that, then tell me I'm not doing that. Because I might be so caught up in the doing and the action and the taking it all forward that I've just lost track of what my goal is. And I think my goal's over here, but you think it's over there. And the only way I can get back is somebody going, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure that's taking you to the goal that you want to have? And that's the only way that you can plan and keep navigating forward, is people to hold you to account. Because when you're doing stuff and you're caught up in the moment, you're not going to see the wood for the trees. You're just going to see the forest. And you just hope you're going in the right way. And those trusted people around you will hold you on that journey to make sure that you get to your goal. So you've shared it. You've planned it. You've got the goal. Track your progress. Yeah, I know. Boring stuff, sensible stuff. But what's that doing? Well, that's you reflecting back on the goal, the plan, with the thoughts of other people going, am I still going in the right place? Because where we think we are in January 2023 might not be where we get to in December 2023. Who'd have thought, go back nearly 3 years now, there would be this thing called a global pandemic called COVID. I bet nobody's plan in January 2020, and that's how far it goes back, reflected the fact that in March 2020, the world would cease to exist as we knew it. It just didn't happen. None of us could conceive what that was all about. What, we're not going to be able to go on holiday. We're not going to be able to see loved ones. We're going to have to wear masks. What? Sorry, mask? What did you say? And that ignores the business element of it. And all of those things come back to tracking your progress on the journey. Because where your goal might have slightly altered because of things that are outside of your control. Global things. We've talked on other videos about why we were in a recession. Why is the pound fallen? All of that stuff is not within your control. You might believe it is, but trust me, it isn't. And those things can affect where your goal goes. But those things you can't worry about. So track your progress, reflect back on it, and maybe you have to amend the plan. But hopefully the goal is realistic so you don't need to change it. Be brave, but don't be reckless. But what do I mean by that? I mean, back yourself with a decision, but don't become the person that goes, well, if I did that, then I think that's going to mean this, therefore that could mean that. I was speaking to somebody yesterday that were telling me about a deal that they could put, I don't know, a sum of money, call it £15,000. And within 6 weeks, they were going to get £21,000 back. Well, we've talked about on other videos about that concept of if it looks too good to be true, you can pretty much guarantee it is. And that's what I mean about being reckless. When I talked to them about this deal, I was like, okay, but what's the background to that? And they had a bit of a look into the background and went, hold on a minute, but Martin, what does this mean? I went, that means generally not good. Well, what does that mean? That means even generally more not good. And suddenly the deal that they thought was a great idea, which would raise them some money and get them £6,000 that they didn't have, suddenly became, well, hold on a minute. That doesn't sound great at all. And that's the reckless bit. The being brave bit is, I suppose, being open to the opportunity, but also being able to then go, no, that opportunity isn't right for me because. And as I said to them at the time, look, I would want to be the first person that is proved wrong with this, that it all goes forward and it becomes amazing and this is what on all the returns happen. But if you don't have that money in the first place and you're banking on a certain set of events happening that even you look at and go, yeah, if that all comes off, that's going to be brilliant. That probably means you shouldn't be doing it. That's not the brave category. That's the reckless category. Finally, think about paying off debt. Now, paying off debt's really quite hard because it's not very interesting and it's just going into somebody else's pocket and reducing the interest over a period of time. Maybe another way to think about it is manage the interest rate that you're paying. Don't be afraid to think about an interest-free credit card that you transfer money onto that you've built up over a period of time. And then you pay that money down. Why is that important? Because you're going to pay it quicker. You haven't got that interest that's floating around in the background going, yeah, hello, remember me? Yeah, I'm the bit that you didn't know about. And you've got to pay me back. And you end up paying me back first before you end up paying back the sum of money that you've had. So paying back the debt is a great overall goal to have, but you're going to have some steps in the process for that to happen. And maybe one of those steps in the process is about managing the interest rate that you're paying. You might not be able to do that. And if you can't do that, that's absolutely fine, because you just have to understand that you can't do it. But don't beat yourself up about it, because interest rates are governed by things that are not within our control. The stuff that's within our control determines whether or not we can borrow in the first place. But the rate that we get charged, by and large, is not down to us. It's down to whatever a bank or a financial institution decide. And last time I looked, we have no control over those things, and they're not going to help us. So in 2023, we're planning for financial success. That's what we want to happen. We want to have more money. But if you're not sure where to start with your plan, because that's the big foundation, check out our video.